There was a time when safety ended at sunset. When the gates closed, the outside world disappeared, and whatever remained outside was no longer your concern. But if danger was already inside, there was nowhere to run, no police, no emergency numbers, no cameras watching from above, only walls, watchmen, and the constant fear that they might fail. Long before modern policing systems emerged in cities like London or Paris, urban security was a decentralized, often improvised system. They were centers of trade, power, religion, and wealth, making them prime targets for invasion, crime, and unrest. From the ancient world to the medieval era, cities like Rome and Constantinople were not just populated, they were fortified. Security began not with people, but with stone. Massive walls defined the boundaries of civilization. Inside them, life was ordered. Outside them, chaos often ruled, but walls alone were not enough, because the greatest threat to any city came from within. The earliest form of urban protection was the city wall, seen in places like Great Wall of China and Babylon, serving not just as defense, but as a psychological boundary between order and chaos. Guarded gates controlled entry, closing at sunset and locking out anyone who arrived late. Inside, security depended on night watchmen. Across cities like Florence and Venice, ordinary citizens patrolled streets with lanterns, enforcing curfews and watching for fires or suspicious activity. But their limited power meant crime and conspiracies still thrived. Then, to strengthen control, cities turned to human intelligence, informants, spies, and anonymous reporting systems. In Venice, citizens could submit accusations through lions' mouths, turning society itself into a surveillance network, often at the cost of trust. Mede rulers also relied on elite forces like the Praetorian Guard in Rome, while others hired mercenaries whose loyalty depended on payment. Meanwhile, fire posed a constant threat, especially in wooden cities, leading to organized fire watch patrols and early firefighting systems shaped by disasters like the Great Fire of London. Damned security extended beyond walls. Cities controlled movement within, sealing districts and using bells or signals to warn of danger. Yet despite all these measures, true safety was never guaranteed. Crime, unrest, and disaster remained constant risks, making security an ongoing, imperfect struggle. Early city security systems laid the groundwork for modern policing, surveillance, and emergency response. Patrols became police forces, watchmen evolved into organized law enforcement, and city gates turned into today's checkpoints. At its core, the same idea remains: visibility creates security, but their influence runs deeper. These systems shaped how cities were built, from narrow defensive streets to centralized spaces designed for control. More importantly, they reveal a constant truth. Security has always required trade-offs between freedom and safety, privacy and protection, and those compromises still define our world today. Today, we live in cities watched by invisible systems. Cameras see what watchmen once listened for. Algorithms detect patterns that informants once whispered. And walls have been replaced by networks. But the question remains the same. How much security is enough, and what are we willing to give up to feel safe? Because long before technology promised protection, cities survived on something far more uncertain. People watching, waiting, hoping that when danger came, someone would see it first. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more deep dive into history.